predicted, as well as continuing that there was no title changes at all. And to come to expect no title changes, I'm not a bit surprised.
Yeah. They kicked things off with CM Punk and Umaga. Not a bad match. CM Punk got the big crowd pop. That's how they opened the pay-per-view after the pyro. Had him come out first, and CM Punk lost the match, and they always set it up. They've done that a couple pay-per-views in a row. I think they did it at Backlash, too, when I thought he was going to cash in, and he lost at that pay-per-view as well. So they had him lose. So it got that thought in the back of your head, he lost here, maybe the main event, we're in his hometown of Chicago. Tonight tonight's the night that he cashes in. And they did the big tease last Friday on SmackDown as well, where he came out to cash in, and then Umaga came up from behind and attacked. That was a great angle to end SmackDown last week for those of you guys that didn't see it. If you got TiVo or whatever that thing is, that you can go back and watch it. Check out the ending of SmackDown last week. Very well done. But we had Umaga go over in here, or in this one. Then we had Christian and Jack Swagger for the ECW title. They kept the title on Christian here. Not a bad match. Swagger is on and off for me. You know what I mean? And I thought he was more on at the Judgment Day pay-per-view than off. So we had Christian retain there. Then we had Shelton Benjamin and John Morrison in a great match. I mean, those two guys, two of the best workers in WWE, younger guys too. You know what I mean? John Morrison. The only hope of John Morrison here is they gave him the win. They gave him the clean win here. The hope is, I think this guy could be a star. You know what I mean? I think Morrison's got all the potential in the world. We've always known him as a heel with The Miz. You know what I mean? Well, not always, but for the last year or so. You know what I mean? We've always known him as a major heel, major tag team heel. And now he's getting his face pushed. We'll have to see where they take it. But I thought the match overall, Shelton Benjamin and John Morrison, was very well done. The wrestling on this card was great. It was great. You said you got it on tape, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it probably either tonight or tomorrow morning. I mean, I watch every single pay-per-view. It's just there's only a really handful that I may have missed, but I'll end up watching it anyway.
Rey Mysterio and Chris Jericho, these two guys, you knew going into this pay-per-view this was going to be one of the best matches on the card, and delivered. Gave him a good amount of time, and Mysterio got the clean win there. That's the only prediction that I was a little bit off on. I thought Jericho would take the title there, and then he'd have the face do the chasing. You know what I mean, over the next few weeks. But we had Rey Mysterio retain in that one. Then we had Randy Orton and Batista. We had Randy Orton here. There were no run-ins or anything like that with Triple H. Seems like they're going to keep him out for a few more weeks. So that was that. Randy Orton. What was next? John Cena and The Big Show. What do you think about Extreme Rules 2? They announced 2 matches on Monday Night Raw last night. And the 2 matches that they announced, we had just seen them. You know what I mean? At Judgment Day, without the stipulations, without the cage and the submission match as well. But it's like the same matches. We just paid to see Judgment Day. You throw down that money. And then I understand you only have 3 weeks until your next pay-per-view, so you automatically have to start building that pay-per-view the night after Judgment Day. But, I mean, the night after, it just seemed like, wow, we've got our 2 main events right now for Extreme Rules. And it's identical with a few stipulations added. You know what I mean?
Now they wonder why they only get, 150 to 200,000 buys each pay-per-view. It's, you're running a whole mess all in one within one period, and on top of that, it's the same flavor. It's the same type of ice cream, and you kind of get tired of it, and you want to see something different. And in this case, we're seeing something different. Ooh, a steel cage match, okay? I'll probably see that in 2 weeks after, on regular Monday Night Raw. So there's not that it factor to allow people, the casual viewers, to say, oh, Extreme Rules, wow, cool. All right, steel cage. It doesn't really buy me.
Yeah, well, it doesn't sell if it was a, you're doing the match for the second time. If you wanted to do the steel cage match, do it the first time. You know what I mean? Build it up, build the match up huge, do the big stipulation. That's where everybody wants to see it, for the first time. And then when you get to the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time, and you're still throwing in gimmick after gimmick after gimmick, you know what I mean? It just didn't do it for me. The two matches that they announced that for Extreme Rules last night just didn't do it for me. I don't know, something about it. And then, same thing, same SOS. You know what I mean? Remember that from last week? SOS.
Yeah, I remember.
Then in our main event, we had a great match between Edge and Jeff Hardy. Edge was able to retain here. Matt Hardy came out and did the cast angle, which shows you we're gonna talk about Jeff Hardy here in hour number 2. So it shows you where what they think about Jeff Hardy, not putting the title on him. Doesn't look like it looks like he's definitely going to take some time off, and something about a reality show. He's got that reality show over on what's the website, thematthardy.com or thehardyshow.com, I believe.
Yeah, thehardyshow.com, I think.
Yeah, and I think they want to get that syndicated at some point. They're in talks with the Pew Network, so I don't know how things are going to. But we're going to get to more on Jeff Hardy later tonight and Ric Flair as well here. Probably we'll do the Jeff Hardy story here before we go to the break, and then the Ric Flair story here in hour number 2. So Judgment Day, Jose, as a whole, great wrestling, no title changes, basically just a throwaway pay-per-view. But there were some great matches on that show. You got the tape. Go back and watch it. Because a lot of the wrestling. If you're a real wrestling fan and you like to see great matches, good matches, not great matches, but go back and watch the pay-per-view. Not bad as a whole. If I had to give it a school letter grade, B minus, just because the wrestling was so good.
It's interesting because that's always been the philosophy of the WWE, where entertainment aspect should be on Monday Night Raw, and the wrestling aspect should be left on pay-per-views, which is something that they built upon when they moved over from the sports mecca to the entertainment realm. So it's an interesting thing that they put on a wrestling show yesterday, which I think is always the smart approach. Let the storyline be compelling inside the ring, which is, you get those close calls, roll-ups here and a small package there, and a DDT follows, and then another pin and 2 count. I mean, I think that sometimes bring out those true wrestling fans as easier to come out and say, yeah, I'm a wrestling fan, than watching some of those storylines like Vicky Guerrero, and then you start losing people.
Just horrible, man. She is brutal to watch on at Judgment Day on Monday Night Raw as well. Poor Vicky. You think that's just bad acting? I think she can't act. I really think that that's her. That's her. They give her the lines and tell her to go out there and do the best acting job that she can do, and that's what you get. I think that she's what you see.
Yeah, and I believe it. And I believe that's kind of like her approach behind it is, give me a script and I'll go ahead and read it off. It's just the amazing thing about it is every single person bites into it, and that's what continues her role as a GM, which is one of the reasons why they moved her from SmackDown to Raw when they were doing around that draft period, is because not only did they want to bring some big names to Raw, but they also wanted to bring, probably besides Eric Bischoff, one of the most heatest, if that's a word.
Yeah, but you know why she's got a job, and we don't even need to go there.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. I mean, but that's how Vince is. I mean, he'll take care of you, and a lot of slack that people give him, but that's the reason why he has that open door policy. If if you use drugs or have an unfortunate bad habit, they'll pay. And so it's something that is appreciative, and the same thing goes here with her work. But the fans, they bite into it. And they bite into it extremely loud. So we'll continue seeing that until the fans start getting bored.
NWO Wolfpack in the chat says Vicky is a pig. How about that Santino stuff is hilarious. Come on, dude. When he does the pig thing, come on, bro. I know
any of his stuff is funny. I mean, the funniest, I think, bit out of last night is when his butt was hurting there and he started moving it around. And he started. I had to devo that twice because it was just too freaking funny.
That stuff, the Santino segments on Raw, on the pay-per-views, week after week, are so well done. I mean,